Everybody, we gotta say, everyone say bye-bye. Bye-bye to Evangelion. Bye.
No.
Oh, no. It'll never be over.
Just like the OSMcast. Hello and welcome to the OSMcast, your podcast for everything awesome. I'm Basil.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Douglas.
I'm John. Grab your fucking UCC cans of coffee. We got another auto ending. Shit's gonna get wild.
Yay! Auto ending!
Third time's a charm.
That's third. Well, I mean, so yes, hello everybody. Welcome to the OSMcast, and it's exciting times right now because we just found out we're getting another mobile-suited Gundam anime TV show next year, and they've given us a name. The Witch from Mercury.
It's a pretty cool name. That's a pretty cool name.
And I don't... What in the world could a Gundam show be about when they call it The Witch from Mercury? I don't know.
Is there
So what's
magic in the
everyone's
Gundam
best guess?
universe?
Only the technology that creates Gundams.
Answer redacted. I don't... That's hard to say. Depends on the writer.
Yeah, I was about to say, G Gundam, there's kind of like some martial arts magic,
Even in like classic Gundam, the new type nonsense kind of wavers between one end of it's just a heightened sense of perception to it has psychic powers that can warp the fabric of space and time. It kind of depends on the show and the writer, even when it's the same writer.
Look, I just discovered that Koji Fujiwara, who is Bandai Namco's Entertainment's, quote, chief Gundam officer, is that there is a chief Gundam officer, and that's a job title that someone works at.
Man.
Yeah, I'm the CGO.
I like that job.
You're definitely
Also,
our
they're
CGO.
making a movie of the one episode of Gundam that Tomino disowned. So that's going to be amazing.
Is that the movie that Yaz is directing?
Yes.
Nice.
That's going to be amazing. Yeah, it's pre-G... The anime episode in question has pre-G Gundam Mobile Suit Martial Arts.
I still think I need to do my rebuild of Gundam Wing.
Go for it.
think
Make
I
it
need
happen.
to do-
I don't know how, but make it happen.
I think I need to do a Kickstarter for it.
Gundam Wing, the abridged series, basically.
No, not the abridged series. Like, we like, expand huge parts and we cut out other parts. Basically, it needs to be simultaneously both more Utena and more Evangelion combined with Gundam Wing. Like, basically, that featuring the Gundam Wing boys.
And so much gay sex between Troa and Catra.
No. You see, that's actually the misdirect. Like, we lead you into thinking that they're going to get together, but then we don't actually get them together. They're both actually completely straight. But Hero and Duo, yes, all the gay sex. All of it.
Just inexplicably with Troa being like, I'm going to go home and fuck my wife. You're like, what?
There's going to be sex of some type, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Like, extended. They're all going to be aged up to 18, so it's not weird, even though it's still kind of weird at 18.
No actual or identifiable minor was used. The magic words of many a hentai.
Yeah, I've been talking about with Basil. Basil wants me to full-on convert it into, like, a different project as, like, a fantasy. But I'm not sure, and I'm like, I feel like it still needs to be in space, but I'm not 100% set on it. Basil was suggesting underwater instead, and that's pretty cool. But going to be hard working in the Space Angels.
Are the giant robots optional? Because I feel like...
According to Basil, yes, the giant robots are optional. I'm not so sure that they are. Again, like Gundam Death Scythe has to be basically an Eva, as far as I'm concerned. And so if Death Scythe isn't an Eva, if the others aren't robots, it doesn't make any sense for Death Scythe to be an Eva. But it needs to be.
I mean, it's like how in Endless Waltz they gave Wing Gundam actual, like, feathered wings for some reason.
Yeah, it's totally going to have that too. Like, that's a thing it needs to have for some reason. We don't know why. But
I'm just saying, you just give the duo characters a giant scythe that for some reason is also powered by weird alien internal organs. It can still be a scythe and be an Eva.
You can put giant robots in a fantasy setting. It happens.
Escaflowne.
Less often than I would like, but it happens.
Well, there's also like the question of, is this something that Doug wants to actually make into an actual thing, or is it just a glorious, wondrous thought exercise?
It can be both. I can actually want to make this. Like, I actually want to make this, but I feel that it would be betraying its very core concept if it didn't, like, acknowledge the things that it is originally founded upon.
All right, so
is this I've got the movie running just so, like, I kind of have it around just for, feel, I guess, just for ambiance. But am I going to make it through this movie before we actually get to talking about it?
Possibly.
Possibly. Well, look, I'll say it this way. If you want to fund us so that way we can afford to fly to Japan and we can track down Koji Fujiwara, Bandai Namco Entertainment's chief Gundam officer, and pitch. Just give him a cold, pitch directly to him about how we need to be the ones to recreate Gundam Wing. Give us money on Patreon.
I cannot envision this as being anything other than threatening to him.
Hey, we can tell him, don't tell us you haven't done it once already. We saw Gundam 00.
You can also contribute to my attempted redub of Evangelion with Spike Spencer as Gendo. but not like the first take he did in the interview, like, him as a Scottish or pirate or something.
Well, but seriously, how much would it actually cost to get the rights to Gundam to make something under the Sunrise brand name, or just to hire Sunrise to make an anime? Like, there's a cult in Japan that made an anime, so why can't I do it?
Well, they did try to make it with Gundam.
Well,
I was about to say there's gonna be some money involved, but whatever.
There is some money involved.
I think people need to give me the money so that I can hire Sunrise and buy the licenses to make this. I for real, like, how much can it possibly be? I'm sure there is a number to make it happen.
So you too can get us to the $100 million tier. We can make this happen. Or just join the Discord. We have really great conversations. Right now, Charlie's posting about this awesome, pancake with, bananas and stuff. It looks wild.
Like an actual cake made in a pan.
Yeah,
it's pointed out.
It is. It looks so good. But Kevin, you know what theme song it is for other things that should look good. It's a moment of awesome.
It's a moment of awesome.
I like how Basil expects us to just read his mind to know what to do.
I knew
where we were
50% of the time, but still.
I knew exactly where we were going, and the perfect response. It was the perfect response. Absolute silence.
I sort of thought that's where we were going, and I was hoping this would, be the comedic. I honestly,
yes,
50% of the time, I'm going for the comedic response. So
you fucking nailed it, Kevin.
The other half of the time, I just completely misunderstood. But
so, ignoring phrasing, what else you nailing, Kevin?
Sexy forest rangers and lesbian DJs. In Life is Strange, True Colors. That's like in Minecraft, but different. But no, seriously, Life is Strange, True Colors is out. I'm a very big fan of the original Life is Strange, as well as the prequel Before the Storm. Not so much Life is Strange 2, but I keep trying. One day I'll actually play it through. But in any case, Life is Strange True Colors is made by the Before the Storm crew, not the original Life is Strange crew, and is about a nice young lady named Alex Chen who is reunited with her brother in a small town that's just full of nice, helpful, kind people. Except, she can see emotional auras, and if someone's feeling really strong emotions, she experiences it too in an overwhelming fashion. So she's been in and out of mental institutions most of her life.
I swear this is the conceit of several hentai games.
Yeah. But it is it's a narrative story based game, and being a Life is Strange game, it goes from, oh, this is a lovely little small town, I love to live here, to, oh, there is deep dark secrets and strangeness going on as you attempt to unravel the strangeness. I'll give it points over the original Life is Strange. I never once considered going after anyone but Chloe in the original Life is Strange. I didn't even consider the guy option. But, like, Hunky Forest Ranger Ryan is, he's kind of appealing. I was a little torn between boy and girl romance options in this one. But it's a fun game. It's not as, I'm not sure how it compares lengthwise to the original Life is Strange, because it's been a little while since I played it. But it's a lovely game. Special shout out to there's one of the episodes, although they all came out at the same time, is mostly built around a LARP, which at times will turn into a Final Fantasy-esque menu-based RPG combat sequence. Which is just lovely. With people going like, 2 damage and, throwing bean bags and stuff like an actual LARP.
Wait, you're playing a LARP in the game
at one point, yes.
Combat. Okay.
And it turns into a turn-based Final Fantasy-esque interface just for that section.
Wow.
Because it's a Square Enix game, technically.
It's true.
I think I was just totally random and probably didn't sell this very well.
It's okay. I don't think we ever sell any of our things very well, but we talk about them and love them all the same.
Yes. But, narrative-based video game experiences, I like those. They're fun.
But speaking of Square Enix things, I think Dylan also has been playing some Square Enix stuff.
My moment of awesome is going to be Final Fantasy II Pixel Remaster, which you may remember me talking about Final Fantasy I Pixel Remaster a couple episodes ago, and I guess we're just going to do this every time I finish one. 2 is a lot like Pixel Remaster 1. It doesn't feel incredibly different from the NES or SNES era games. It has a lot of nice touches that make it better looking and more playable. The thing about 2 is it's really interesting compared to the Final Fantasy games we got over here, because it tries a lot of different things, and some of them are interesting and some of them are evolutionary dead ends. It has a keyword and item system that can be a helpful way to get clues, but it's sometimes frustrating because you forgot to click learn on a keyword and now you're stuck until you go back to town and talk to the right person. It doesn't have levels or classes. Instead, you're leveling up attributes, weapon types, and spells, which only happens if you're fighting monsters that are just above your current skill level. That keeps the difficulty curve in check better than it was in Final Fantasy I Remaster, but it also makes it easier to paint yourself into a corner by, not leveling up the right things or not leveling up evenly before you get to the next big challenge. Leveling up spells actually leads to a much wider variety of spells, which is pretty neat. They don't have to spend like 3 levels of fire, 3 levels of ice, 3 levels of cure. The problem is not all of those spells are particularly useful, and not every spell really works under a leveling system. For example, you learn Asuna, but it can't cure common status effects like poison until you level it up, so it's nearly useless for a while. And you also fall behind if you're not constantly using spells, which is hard to do if you're trying to save MP. Like, I really only used like cure. That was the main spell I learned.
My question is, because while it might be an evolutionary dead end as far as Final Fantasy is concerned, but this was more or less the birth point of the whole entire Saga video game series, has playing two major remotely interested in actually trying some of the Saga games.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and that's true. Like, even Elder Scrolls uses a similar system where if you use a skill, you level up. It's not that different, or it's not that out there, but it is very different for a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, I can't believe I haven't played 2 ever, but yeah, that's kind of like the Saga games. But
like, on the whole, it's more challenging than the first one. Some of that might be the fact that I was just really familiar with Final Fantasy 1 and I have no clue what I'm doing here. It did seem like there are more status effects and attack combos from monsters that you have to work around. And the story actually is pretty engrossing. Like, it starts out much less magical than Final Fantasy 1 does. Somehow by the end, it's completely off the rails. It just in the final act, it just like kind of really amps up into some sort of cosmic battle out of nowhere, and it almost overstays its welcome in that sense, because you just like there's 2 or 3 fights you think are the final boss fight, and they just never are. And the last boss fight was a major challenge. I didn't think I was going to finish it, so it's going to be more frustrating. It's worth giving a try, even if you don't necessarily finish it. It's just interesting to see people trying very different things with kind of the same base concept.
Well, it's always cool for developers to try different things, even though they might be starting with a similar concept. Like, for example, when the Tales of Hesperia team decided to make a whole new different kind of video game called John. It's not called John. I'm asking John to reveal his moment of awesome.
Yeah, I've been playing Scarlet Nexus on PlayStation 5. It came out a few months ago in June, so you're starting to see it drop in price, which prompted me to pick it up. I've taken an interest in it since it was announced. It's a anime as fuck action game that has a little bit more to it than I expected. It's got a very cyberpunk setting, and the characters in the game all have psionic abilities like pyrokinesis and teleportation and things like that. And what's interesting is that you are part of like this paramilitary group that, is, in true anime sci-fi style, you're trying to kill these weird creatures. And your party, you only control... There are 2 protagonists you can choose from with intersecting but separate storylines. But your party members, you can borrow their powers, so you can, use some of the stuff that they have, and it makes how you construct your party interesting. You can play with different setups, and it's got a lot of persona to it, which I wasn't expecting going into it. There are little intermissions between major plot chapters where you can talk to your squad mates, you can build relationships, you can just run around town and do random shit. So I've put a couple hours into it. It's a lot of fun. I kind of like the DualSense feedback on the controller when you're like grabbing stuff with your psychokinetic powers and just flinging shit around. It's got some QTEs in there. It's got a little bit of everything, but it's pretty well balanced in a way that keeps things fresh. And that's why I appreciate the persona elements as well, because it keeps any one element of the game from getting too monotonous.
I kind of wonder how much it burns Square Enix to realize that probably the most foundational, game that has, really informed RPGs for, the past decade or so is in fact not the Final Fantasy series anymore, but the Persona series.
Oh, for sure. Since like I would even go so far as like Persona 3 on PlayStation 2. It was kind of the first that really had a strong balance of like, okay, here is your dungeon crawling, here's your, social link romance options, and, there's all these, other little side jobs that you can do. It's, the Persona series has really created some great sort of work-life balance in your RPGs where you're just not doing one thing constantly. And it kind of makes your experience your own. So, Square has kind of just done the same old, they do it bigger. They do it, with more technology, more money. But, it's still Final Fantasy at the end of the day for most of their games. They haven't taken too many wild swings since, like, Final Fantasy 13, I guess.
Well, I think that might be more of the trick, is that Square just hasn't really put out, like, games like they used to. They've been so busy, developing these huge things. Because I would say that they've taken some pretty wild swings. I mean, you look at Final Fantasy, 13 and 15, and go back and compare them to, even like 12. They're pretty wild swings. I would actually say that Persona has, in fact, taken less wild swings, but just it has they just found a couple of different things to differentiate themselves, and those proved such good ideas that they infected the genre more than what the swings that Square took.
Yeah, I think they're both guilty of kind of like, anytime Persona wants to do something different, they throw it off to the side, whether it's Persona Arena or Strikers or Dance All Night. Yeah, they just kind of kick it over to the side. Did anyone else see that supposed Nvidia leak?
No.
There's you can Google it pretty easily, but apparently somebody hacked Nvidia and leaked this huge document of like all these prospective games that may or may not be coming out or may change, but they were in Nvidia's database, and one of them was a Final Fantasy Tactics remaster.
Ooh.
They also leaked Adobe Photoshop, so let's not
sure did. They sure
get
did.
too excited for this leak. It was for GeForce Now, which is what it's essentially doing the same thing that like PlayStation Now or the Xbox cloud-based stuff, where you're doing Netflix for video gaming, in that you're streaming the actual video game to your device, and you're sending their cloud computers your button presses. Yeah, so that way you don't have to have like something super strong, and you can play whatever. And it was just that they discover like a big old list of games and programs, and we don't know what they're actual things. They could just be placeholders. They could be internal things,
right?
For just testing.
They could be years away, assuming they make it, to completion at all.
But who knows how? I mean, they certainly found a list of things, but who knows how real it is. Unlike the total, completely, and utterly real thing that Doug's going to talk about.
Oh man, I was almost thinking that you skipped me because you said, let's throw away the moments of awesome or something like that, and I thought, oh, the moments of awesome are done, and he just is totally missing me, and I don't have to do one this week, but then you remembered me.
I'd forget.
And I've got nothing. Like, I'm still playing Genshin Impact super hardcore. I'm watching anime, like, of course, but I don't have anything to mention because anytime I watch an isekai, I just go, why are they doing this? They already did Konosuba, so why are they bothering?
Counterpoint, we haven't really talked about the fact that the current second half of the second season of Slime Anime is currently going on.
Yeah, it's going on, and I'm watching it. It's great. Let's see. I'm continuing to show up at the tattoo shop that I ostensibly half own.
Oh, come on, Doug. Talk about the aquarium.
Oh my gosh, the aquarium is so amazing. Oh, the aquarium at the tattoo shop.
Oh, at the tattoo shop.
Yes, it is at the tattoo shop, and it is amazing. Like, I've got these little shrimps, and they're all different colors. My favorite one is the panda shrimp. He's black and clear. and looks a little bit like a panda bear if a panda bear was a shrimp and tiny. In theory, I'm going to eventually be putting axolotls in this tank.
Ooh.
But I've been kind of shy on money. I've already spent a bunch of money on this aquarium, what with all the shrimps and the minnows that are in it. I put this log in it, and the log has totally dyed the water this yellowish-orange color. And I looked into it, and it turns out that it's tannins, the same stuff that gives tea its color. It's the same thing from this log. So now it has the water has a nice color. The fish and the shrimp seem to like it. I'm not having any success breeding any of them though, and I'm not entirely sure why. But I'm gonna keep on it and keep working on it, and yeah, I'll get there. I'll get there eventually. But yeah, I've got red shrimp, I've got blue shrimp, I've got one shrimp, I've got two shrimp. They're called white cloud minnows, or the fish that I have in it. You know, both of these species were very carefully handpicked to be aquarium mates to axolotls, so that if the axolotls get hungry, they can eventually eat these things. But first, I have to get steady breeding populations of these things going, and also I haven't wanted to import the axolotls in the high heat that it's been going in. Like, I actually imported the shrimp through this high heat, and I was really impressed by the place called Shrimpy Business, and how quickly the package got to me. The shrimp were all fine and safe. They were really cool.
They were really cool. I mean, they still are cool. Like, the shrimps are all, and like the minnows, they're still cool. Like, the aquarium is totally boss. But speaking of bosses, I guess, I've been playing Hades a lot. And I think this might have come up from Kevin's one, or maybe we did talked about it in like the year-end stuff. But I've been playing Supergiant's Hades, which is a roguelike about ancient Greek mythology, where you're playing Zagreus, the son of Hades, who's pissed off at his dad because he wants to go find out where his mom's been hiding. So he's constantly trying to leave and be like, screw you, Dad. And it's been a fun time. And man, apparently everyone in ancient Greece, when they're gods and goddesses and stuff, are all like super hot.
Yeah,
they are.
That was
Why do you think Zeus gets around so much?
Yeah. But no, now Hades is actually one of the few roguelike games I actually like and can stand.
Man, it's so
good. Funny
where I keep thinking like I don't like roguelikes, and that's not actually true. I have enjoyed several roguelikes. You know, I remember back playing some old Sheerans and
I really like roguelikes.
I definitely recommend Hades. Like, that's essentially been my equivalent of Genshin Impact, where it's a game that I can just sort of just play and enjoy and somewhat turn off my brain, just because even though, again, it's roguelike, you can die, but at least it has enough stuff to it that you can take back and improve things, so not every time you go through is not a loss.
Yeah, and dying is not just a consequence, it's a part of the storytelling.
Yeah,
like, it has good storytelling.
Who is it who doesn't like roguelikes? Like, why do we think that we don't like roguelikes when that's not true?
I generally don't, actually, personally.
Oh, Kevin. Okay, that's who I can blame.
Yes, it's kind of like how I actually do not hate the color pink.
Oh,
in fact, Doug hates the color pink?
I hate the color pink.
Why?
The pink indoctrination of girls.
That's a separate thing from the color itself.
No, it's not. No.
Yes, it is.
No. The color is too much.
I mean, I will agree. I don't like colors like red and yellow that are, bright and.
You see, I would much prefer
aggressive.
Like anytime I accidentally discover a color of red that I like, I love the color red. But anytime I discover like a pink that I do like, I have to somehow figure out how to justify it in my head. This isn't really pink. This is just like, this is red, but
this
like
is
a
lightish
red.
This is literally a red versus blue skit. You know what they call lightish red? It's pink.
I have actually described things as lightish red and objected to their being called pink. Like, And I'll also like sit there and try to justify it, going, well, this isn't really pink. This is more of like, a dusty rose. You know what the color dusty roses are? They're pink.
Yeah,
you don't like the difference in
literally
saturation.
a red versus blue skit.
Ugh, but I hate pink so much. I hate it.
You know what else has been a really good red versus blue skit? Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.01 Thrice Upon a Time.
I feel like Basil had like an actual transition planned, and then we just totally went like the wrong direction for it.
Yeah. For the record, for those keeping score at home, I'm 50 minutes into the movie.
In our defense, we're only 43 minutes into actually recording. So we're doing pretty good, especially since I think like the first like 10 minutes was like essentially B-roll in case Anna found something good to stick on at the end. Anywho's, we'll be right back to actually talk about the movie that John's watching right now, but we'll be right back. Well, we're here. It's happened. Eva's over. It's done. And it was a movie and we watched it.
Again.
Yeah.
All right, so this has been the OSMcast, your podcast for everything else.
And that's all we have to say about that.
Okay. Well, it's I think this would be the perfect end to the series if they would just stop here.
I like it because it feels like they are going to stop here, at least for this continuity. Like, there's not like, we're going to actually tell you what happened and,
Also, I should also point out that, of course, like these other ones, all spoilers all the time.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon Prime. Just go watch it.
It felt like a good end to the series. I like how Gendo actually monologued all the things that people like contemplate, that like all the stuff that was like adjunctly put together and people just kind of pontificated on the internet about, like Gendo actually like just monologued that shit out, so there wasn't any ambiguity that this in fact is what is going on right now.
Oh,
I like that.
Everything that was happening, like in the anti-universe and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's way further into the movie. We haven't even talked about. We didn't realize that awesome little Studio Kara short that Miyoko Anno directed, I guess, or sort of figured out, was actually a secret stealth-like plot drop about turnips.
Yes.
Yeah. What about Eva Farmville Edition?
Yeah.
That was Story of Seasons. Thank you very much, Kevin.
It wouldn't be an Evangelion attempted ending if Anno didn't at least give us a peek into some sort of, what might have been.
Yeah. I thought it was a real hopeful little post-apocalypse there.
Yeah. Like how, like, John had talked about on earlier ones, that basically either everyone's a total mess or they were raised by people who are total messes. But somehow the kids from school like have grown up to be responsible adults of the post-apocalypse and are taking real good care of their kids and other people's kids.
And what's funny is they imply, on that point, they imply that Village 3 emerged from chaos. This little Ghibli movie that we get thrown into, it exists because Misato and the rest of Ville have set up this humanitarian organization, essentially, Credit, which is completely different than what we see in 3. It feels at odds with that. Toji has this moment where he's like, I did things I wasn't proud of right after Near Third Impact. And
but I did it for my family. I did it to survive.
Yeah. And then he's at a point now where he doesn't have to, which is the opposite way Eva tends to flow. Like, it's building up, not, breaking the characters down.
Yeah, and who knew that Kensuke's weird survivalist weeb personality would, it's the one guy who actually was prepared for the apocalypse, like every guy thinks they're prepared for the apocalypse, but he actually was.
Yeah, it paid off.
I think there's a couple of things to point out that are interesting. Number one, Shinji doesn't talk for the first 40 minutes.
Yeah, no, he is still super traumatized.
Yes, which is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Love it. They just kept that trauma from the end of 3.33 and drove it all the way through.
Before we get far ahead, my well-documented hatred of France won't let me go by without saying they destroyed the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I like
France.
I like the prologue where they go to the France nerf base and
Yeah, you liked it when they went to France.
yeah.
Yeah, you love France.
And saved France.
They really fucked up France.
No,
and,
they really
used
just
the Eiffel Tower as a weapon.
They just scavenged from another base.
Yeah. I also do like they established that fixing the Evas is damn near impossible without spare parts. Like the beginning with Mari's Eva, like it's totally missing its arms, and they've thrown together some like weird little power loader kind of arms with guns on them.
I like that they didn't keep it with human articulation.
Yeah.
I like that Mari spends a lot of that fight looking over her shoulder like she's backing up a car. Because she's spinning the wheel. It's like, okay, am I clear? It's like she's trying to parallel park.
But we know those handles inside the plug don't do anything.
Yeah, but she's got like an actual wheel, like some sort of digital display.
Because I guess that as something that they've added, that's not something that they can just sink into.
And I guess it probably doesn't. I imagine because it does not have a human range of movement, it probably would be kind of funky for the neural interface anyways.
Well, I also liked how Mari was just singing really loudly,
Yeah.
But she was doing so much more. She was making cool noises when blah, 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 I will appreciate the amazing interview John got to do with Deneen Melody that you can listen to on the OSMcast, your podcast for everything awesome. Because I was watching it and thinking, like, man, she has to be having just the best time playing Mari right now. Because clearly, Mari is just living her best life. And so is Maya. And as far as I can tell, so was Deneen.
Yeah, she was absolutely living her best life. That's a fantastic interview that she did. You guys should listen to it if you haven't already. She is a absolute treasure that must be protected at all costs.
But yeah, man, frickin' Mari, man, she's so. I'm glad she exists in these movies.
Yeah, but yeah, going back to it, Shinji doesn't talk for the first 40 minutes, and probably the most important character development that you see is from Kensuke and Toji, where they're willing to just say, you know what, Shinji, it's okay. Like, you're okay just the way you are. We know you've been through some rough shit. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to do anything. We're here if you need us. Like, that's something that he never got from anybody.
It is something that he never got. Like, he finally is in a nurturing environment, and it's genuinely a nurturing environment, and they go through great lengths to show us how much of a nurturing environment it is. Like, not just to Shinji, but, to Replacement Ray.
Yes.
To I Can't Believe It's Not Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one thing I put down in my notes. Like, Village 3 is coming after this huge disaster. It's coming out of this huge disaster, and the characters are liked and valued because they're human, because they're surviving in this, which is the exact opposite of Nerve, which was they're just constantly being manipulated to complete the mission. There's even a point where I think Toji says, like, you've already fought for us, just you should stay here and live with us, and there's, like, no strings attached to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've got colonies of feral cats, and I like that in my post-apocalypse.
The most unrealistic part of the movie, with all these crazy things that happen, the most unrealistic part is the way that Village 3, it really buys into the whole we're all in this together and they're working for a communal good instead of somebody shouting about the anti-L containment fields or poisoning our water and
restricting our freedom.
Yeah.
No.
We should let the wanderers in. Let's all get coreized. Or, if you take, horse dewormer, you won't get coreized.
Oh, okay.
Well, again,
now, see, there are none of these little villages in America because all of this actually happened.
Well, no, in really dire situations, people do tend to come together.
Do they?
I think the difference here is, like super dire situations. Like, I know we've got this global pandemic that is
that's not super dire enough.
It's not. It's apparently not deadly enough.
There's literally destruction that you can see. Like, you cannot deny that it exists. It's not just numbers on a graph somewhere.
Yeah. You can walk to this place where it goes from green forest to red death zone. You can see the line of demarcation.
You will get tanged if you walk past here.
Because, I thought, we've all been in situations, being in the southeast United States, where tornadoes have blown through, and, the neighborhood does come together to help each other.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good comparison, because I think, the implication is all of these people, most of them are older. It's been 14 years, but most of them lived through near third impact.
And second impact.
Yeah, most of them lived through second impact, let alone near third impact.
This is a people that are raised to almost accept, apocalypses as a somewhat regular occurrence.
Yeah.
Just like our generation.
And hey, they're not going to stop that from forming families and having kids. And
and one of my biggest takeaways is that goddamn, is this first act so pretty.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is so pretty.
It's good nature shots everywhere. Yeah, just like
Dylan nailed it. It's absolutely a Ghibli movie for the first 50 minutes.
And what's so good is it goes on long enough for you to have that horrifying realization that, this can't last. The whole movie can't just be this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it goes on for so long that you almost start to think that it is, because, I'm not constantly looking at the runtime when I'm watching a movie, but I do sit there and go, wait a minute, it's been 50 minutes of this. What's going on?
Yeah.
Anno wants to remind us his first big break was Nausicaa.
I've been just taking notes of the runtime because I watched it earlier today, and I'm like, okay, I kind of want to know where the markers are for some of the stuff that happens. And we were making jokes before we started recording about the whole Ikuhara line to Anno about how he should, have Rei get pregnant and betray the fans.
Seriously, no, she should have gotten pregnant. They make such a big deal about her seeing, a pregnant cat than a pregnant woman. It would not have been that far of a step for Rei to just get pregnant herself.
No, but they did something else that was awful and traumatizing, which is they had her find happiness.
Yeah, that's right. They did.
They had her find happiness, and then in a reversal, instead of Rei tanging everybody else, she got tanged because, hey, guess what? All those shots of her being an LCL and all those pills at her apartment and shit, apparently all that stuff, had a purpose. Yeah, it was apparently doing something. Apparently it's keeping her from just, falling apart into orange goop at any given time.
Yeah.
My assumption is that the actual Rei soul is still stuck in Eva Unit 01, And so this Rey is literally just being, is kept existing by these like various drug cocktails.
In that scene where she gets tanged, you see just the tiniest little crust before it just, puffs out into a rainbow. So it's like, that Rey had a tiny little soul that she had developed.
Yeah, and I think that was... Yep. I think that was another part of it, is the implication that souls can be cultivated.
That's always been part of Rey's arc.
Yeah.
Is her developing her own soul, her own personality, her own reasons for living.
This Rey does it too. Like, you even see her learn early on that she can make a difference, and she doesn't have to try to emulate Rey Ayanami. She can be her own... Whatever does she ever get a name?
No.
Nope.
No.
Shinji can never think of a name other than Rey.
Yeah. And yeah.
And poor Rey, where he's like, you're still this Rey, and she's like, that's cool. I'm about to pop anyways, but I really appreciate you trying.
Hey, thanks for thinking about it. I got a few regrets. I wanted to hang out with the baby more. I wanted to harvest that rice I planted, but oh well.
Oh, yeah.
Also, you can super tell that while this is now Studio Kara, it is formed by Studio Gainax folks. Because, man, they are always branding. Like, not only, Ville, but they built a whole new company called Credit just to distribute stuff, and the Credit branding is on everything.
Yeah, Credit is a socialist group formed by Ville to undermine the government. I'm going to have...
there is.
I can't wait for, the guy that's got the Punisher sticker on the back of, his house in Village 3. Anyway, I hate living. That's why I love Evangelion so much. It also hates living.
I didn't read it that quite to that extent. I almost felt like this is like a UN agency that goes in and like goes into a war zone and helps the people.
Yeah, it's established that Misato and Ville formed Credit to kind of help with the villages, so they can trade with each other, since the Wunder can kind of move from place to place, but the villagers can't.
Yeah. And we actually see a lot more of that type of thing. Like, I believe this is like before they kind of go into the final battle. They reveal that this is kind of a seed arc, that they're capturing all these seeds from different types of plants and all this life, and eventually releasing it, but keeping it, in the face of potentially other disasters like near Third Impact.
So how old was Misato's kid supposed to be?
He was about to turn 14. He was pregnant, or Misato was pregnant by the end of 2.22.
Okay.
Which, honestly, thinking about that and thinking about how, the Evangelion story repeats and repeats, you could possibly infer that Misato was pregnant during End of Eva when she got blown up. I keep trying... Okay, we already killed the spoiler alert. I keep going to the scene where the Wunder explodes and Misato's, the only one on board, and she's ramming it into Eva Imaginary. I keep trying to pause it to see if Misato's body parts go flying in different directions like they do in End of Eva. Like seriously, if you go through it frame by frame, we can see a hand in one corner, her legs going the other way. It's really fantastic.
Oh.
But look, near Third Impact happened. I know it was 14 years, but they took the time to hire a graphic designer at hopefully decent rates to come up with a Credit logo. They got, screen companies to be able to put that logo on everything. This is during the third apocalypse, people. They know. God bless you, Studio Kara / Gainax, Just God bless you.
Again, like, I feel like the place we see the most is like big shipping containers with it slapped on the side, where it's like it's
all
not,
their outfits have it. Like everything is labeled with that logo.
One of those 6 people on the bridge did it. They do everything.
Yeah, I don't know who the artist is among them.
I kind of want to say Toji's sister, but she does a lot. Maybe she's too busy for that.
Yeah.
she seems
doing a
very
lot of medical
preoccupied.
shit.
Yeah. Maybe the pink-haired girl who just really wants to kill Shinji, she might have done it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know what she does because she doesn't pilot. She just kind of like relays information. It's like she just looks at shit and talks about it. That's all she does.
It's a Star Trek bridge, basically.
Yeah.
Look, someone has to repeat the computer. It's a stupid job, but
But if no one does it, then how are we supposed to know about it?
Compare and contrast Misato in this movie to Gendo. Go.
well, Misato's a much better dad to Shinji.
Yes.
Right.
But Misato essentially does the whole, like, I'm abandoning my child.
I've abandoned my boy. I've abandoned my child.
I'm abandoning my boy. So that she can go do her super important job and save the world. In theory, this is what Gendo was also doing, but it was terrible when Gendo did it, and it's heroic when she does it.
Misato actually did it for the right reasons.
Also, Misato made sure that he had, a place to be and people to look after him.
Well, and also she's actually genuinely trying to save the world while Gendo...
I mean, her goal is selfless, Gendo's is selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the real contrast.
I feel like you get bits and pieces of that when she's talking to Ritsuko about Shinji. Like, I think that's the scene where she says she's still responsible for Shinji, and it's almost this callback to, like, the very beginning. But, it's like Gendo is being cold because he doesn't know how to deal with this or doesn't want to deal with it, whereas Misato's kind of being cold because she can't afford to get that emotional about these people. She has a job to do to protect them.
Yeah, because it's one of the things Gendo outright says is that he considered it a punishment to himself to separate himself from his child, which is the same exact thing that Misato says, but when Misato says it is heroic and tragic that she's sacrificing this, whereas when Gendo says it feels just totally self-serving.
Yeah, that whole... We'll probably talk about Gendo's whole discussion later.
Or now.
Or now.
Or now. Or we could just jump to it now. What else do we need to talk about before we talk about it? Like, we've been talking about, like, the Ghibli portion. Like, do we need to move on to the...
To, like, the Yamato...
The Yamato section?
Yes.
Well, I would also point out that it's called
Operation Yamato. Yes, sir.
It is.
Yes, sir. You are correct.
Like, I felt very justified.
Yeah.
When they laid Operation Yamato, I'm like, really? Okay, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
Like, I was just...
I mean, God bless Fuyutsuki for doing his best, Gameless Empire space captain impression.
Yeah.
Like, he's not quite a Deathlock. He's still too likable, but...
But I did like how they gave Shinji time to, like, mentally heal, but B, Shinji did, in fact, mentally heal. Like, he got better.
Yeah. And that started with Rei. Not... Like, just before she tanged out, he's still out there in the ruins, he's still keeping to himself and, crying, and, she finally asked him, like, hey, why are you not doing anything? She compares him to Asuka, who, she doesn't do anything because she says she's protecting the place, and Rey asks, "Hey, are you protecting this place too?" And he's like, "I can't protect anything." And he eventually just asks, "Why are you all being so nice to me?" And she says, "It's because we like you." And like, I don't know about in Japanese, but Spike's performance in English, man, that is some top grade crying work that he does in that moment. It's just like, oh god, I feel that.
Yeah, Spike did a great job.
But he, Shinji kind of starts to, move around a bit from there, and then he goes and hangs out with Kensuke for a little while and meets the young Ryoji Kaji.
Mm-hmm.
And I think after having that talk with Kensuke about Misato's in pain too, that's kind of the thing in that whole sequence is Shinji having his pain acknowledged and also learning that others are in pain as well. So he starts to receive empathy and also begins to develop it for others as well. He kind of becomes less inwardly focused and can see the pain of others too.
Yeah.
Which I think that is the biggest thing. Like the biggest thing in Shinji's evolution is not he just gets less depressed. It's that he learns to have empathy for others.
And it's because other people are willing to extend it to him.
And I want to make the argument to you. That the first step of Shinji getting better was actually back in the previous movie with Koaru.
I mean,
that he hasn't shut down fully in this beginning of this movie because of trauma. I mean, the trauma is definitely there and true. They make a point of going over this is trauma, but I think part of it is also he's now has the building blocks to get to that epiphany that new Rey points him to.
Well, okay. Here's how I would answer your query, your argument here. I would say by saying that in terms of recovery, like there is no start. Like everything's a piece of it. Like everything. Like it's all a part of it. But Shinji losing Kwaru, brought him to another severe depressive state.
Yeah.
And it's not until after he loses Rey that and after he's had these talks with Kensuke and kind of understanding some of the sacrifices that Misato has made for everyone, he starts to learn how to deal with loss.
Okay.
Because now he has people that are willing to listen to him, that are willing to accept him, and because of that, it's easier for him to move forward. And that's the important part. And also, Asuka is the absolute worst. Like we
haven't actually had.
She is literally the worst.
She's not the worst.
Yes,
what are you talking?
What I'm talking about is she offers zero empathy to Shinji. She punches food into his mouth, calls him names constantly. It's just like, oh, he's just doing it for attention. It is the worst, most toxic kind of shit that has ever come across. Like anybody who's ever been in pain, they've probably had an Asuka at some point in their life, and it's probably fucked them up pretty bad.
I think on some level, like forcing him to eat may be the thing he needs, but she's definitely not doing it for the right reasons. Like she's again been doing this for 14 years. She had the
I think
she keeps expecting a level of maturity that's equal to hers when she's had the benefit of living another 14 years that he hasn't.
Right, and she's also got a level of bitterness over, again, that 14 years, the experience at the end of the second movie where, like, she's had so much of the curse of Eva or whatever that, like, she can't
doesn't
eat.
Even consider herself
she can't sleep.
Human anymore.
No.
Yeah,
well, she also, it also, spoiler alert, becomes pretty apparent that she knows she's a clone at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a whole little memory sequence where they show her.
Because when she runs into herself, in the big transformation of Unit 2 into an angel, she's not surprised by it. She's like, oh, that's my original, Like she clearly knows not only is she's not human, but she's also a clone. So she's kind of like, not really of any of these people. I am by myself.
Yeah, and in that sense, like, she's the worst. There's a reason she's the worst. Like, she's better that, Shinji is not to the point where he's experiencing these things. Like, the eat while you still can. Like,
well,
I'm mad that I can't do this.
She's got her own baggage, and it's really not fair to judge her.
Oh, hold on.
No, that's...
Stop. Everyone has baggage. Literally everyone has baggage. That's not a excuse for abuse, which is really what Asuka's doing. She's just exhibiting all kinds of abuse upon Shinji because she's frustrated and she's angry.
And also to the point that the whole thing about I protect this place, like, I was never sure whether that was a reliable thing, right? Like, even though she goes back to Ville, like, it seems like she's been a soldier for so long, like, that's the only way she can perceive what's going on, and
yes, exactly,
can't necessarily receive the same sort of, like, empathy that Shinji and Rei are getting.
It's kind of funny because her similarities with Rei in this movie aren't just the fact that they're both cloned. It's the fact that she'll do whatever if it means piloting an Eva, because that's 100% her identity. So her saying she protects the place, it kind of rings hollow because she'd do anything as long as it meant she got to pilot an Eva.
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing as piloting an Eva, right?
I
like,
think it has more to do with her not associating with. I think it has more, like, whether it rings true or hollow, it has less to do with that and more to do with the fact that she doesn't see herself as, like, a person. She sees herself more or less like equipment.
Well,
like
she
that
can't.
Awesome baller wonder swan type video game system that she plays.
Yes.
I love that little wonder swanny looking thing. But I think at this point we should take a break and we should come back to start talking about Operation Yamato and a whole other half of this movie. So we'll be right back. This is the OSMcast. And we're back talking about more Eva 3.0 plus 1.01 Thrice Upon a Time. So, yes, movie. I found it really interesting. It really kind of feels like this very much gave me a lot of End of Eva feels in that it starts off with a very quote-unquote realistic portion, then transitions to a more surrealistic portion.
Yes.
Yes.
There are all kinds of parallels to End of Eva that we can and will draw as we start talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the second half kind of got me exasperated because I literally in my notes I have a list of like stuff that's just completely out of nowhere. And that's not to say it's a bad thing that you're like...
I'm not sure that this stuff is completely out of nowhere. I think that a lot of it may have been in reference to stuff that was briefly mentioned in one of the previous movies or in the TV series, and we've all had decades to steep ourselves in it, and so perhaps maybe it's just that it seemed out of nowhere to you, but it was very much telegraphed to the rest of us.
What I would say, I would just like take Dylan's notes and scribble under it, Ano's gonna Ano.
Yeah, and that's not to say it's bad. Like if you can, like, that's the part I'm like, okay, I will sit through this because I want to see it come to a satisfying conclusion, and I feel like it did that. It's not a complaint. It's just like, I've never heard of an anti-universe or a Golgotha object before.
Exactly. Yes, you are 100% correct. Anno's gonna Anno.
Yes. And you kind of expect it. It can't end as a Ghibli movie. Do you know how angry the fans would be?
Like, it's not going to be a Anno Evangelion ending if we know all the answers and there's not something that we're left at the end like, what the fuck was that about? Asuka's a clone? Why?
Feel like I should throw out in Ultraman Ace, there is a part where they go into an antimatter universe on a planet called Golgotha. Besides the biblical reference? Just I know Anno's an Ultraman dude.
He is an Ultraman dude.
Under the impression that the Golgotha was a biblical reference. Like,
It is.
It is.
And it was in Ultraman also.
But the idea that, like, there is some object that exists in the... Like, and again, if it's an Ultraman reference, that also falls under Anno's gonna Anno, because dude is a hardcore fan of this stuff.
That's okay. Half of the Ultraman references are also accidentally references to Christian mythology.
Which really just tells me, oh man, I cannot wait for Shin Ultraman.
Yeah, no, that's going to be amazing, I hope.
Misato gets her Captain Harlock on.
Yeah.
Against, like 3 nerve ships. They're basically all 4 of them are the same, but the Wunder is just a ship that Kaji stole from Nerve.
Yeah. And boy, the soundtrack is very 70s anime. All
it
horns
sure is.
And
it
God,
sure
it's so
is.
good.
It's like, oh yeah, this is the. We know where your roots are, Anno. You're trying to tell a cool, compelling story, but you wanted a cool battleship fight.
So, as I was watching this movie, this is about the time when Barry came home from work. And he just stood and stared at the screen for just a very, very long time while all of this was going on. Like, in the middle of, like, all the ships battling things. And he finally just looked at me and was like, is this even happening on Earth anymore? Have they just completely gone off somewhere else? And I'm like, yes, at the moment, this is technically still on Earth. This right here, but it's about to be somewhere else. Like, hold on.
It is and it isn't. It's Ground Zero, the second impact, which is basically,
Antarctica.
Things are weird.
And also a door to the multiverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, like, this place is surrounded by, like, swarms, literal waves of Evas, which, again, brings me to my second list in my notes, which is things I cannot take seriously. It's basically, the 2 lists are basically the same, but yeah, like, there are just waves of Eva.
Okay.
Because why not?
I did not like the giant CGI head of Rey.
I love it, and I've come to love it because it was so weird and so okay, why is this ugly CGI? And then as I watched it a couple more times and realized, oh, this is supposed to be like a representation of the imaginary. So how do you represent the imaginary in a world that is itself imaginary? Make it look as out of place as possible. So ugly CGI is what we got.
Because I was going to say...
I think just a regularly animated, like, however else they did all the other characters for the giant Rey head would have been fine.
Here's the other thing. We've seen that. We have that movie already.
Yeah.
I know, but it was so good then, and it would have been good here.
It's the creepiest, nakedest, Reyest, creepy naked Rey ever.
But
I
ask myself, but why? But why did they do this? They knew this didn't look good, so why did they do this? And I realized that I already know the answer. I already know what the answer is. The answer is fuck you, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do what I
Anno
want.
betrayed his fans. Anno made Rey pregnant for you. in that it was a weird 3 thing. My theory is that they watched that first episode of Golden Kamui and saw that terrible CG bear and was like, y'all, we can do better than this. We can do creepier than this.
Hold my beer.
There were huge sections of this part of the movie that I couldn't watch.
Yeah.
Couldn't watch how.
Well, I have a thing with eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man.
We do a lot of close-ups on that giant CGI eye, and
Yeah. I was thinking about you.
Yeah. It's
it's
not...
so much nicer to watch movies with Kevin, because Kevin will, like, put his hands over my eyes, over my face, and just, like, tell me when it's safe to look. Like, when I'm just watching it, I have to just, like, keep glancing up and, like, it's bad.
Yeah, it's not that long, but I understand for you it would be an eternity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of things that I did want to mention, going back before Eva Imaginary Creepy CGI Ray. One of my favorite things, in terms of just like End of Eva versus this movie, is, Gendo shows up, because he's, now has the power to levitate and whatever. And he
Gendo
lands on the deck of the Wunder, and Shinji and Misato go out there, and Ritsuko. And he shows up, he starts talking, Ritsuko just pulls out a gun and shoots him.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes! Good job, Ritsuko!
And the thing I find so hilarious about that is, Gendo's like, yeah, shoot first, ask questions later. That's just like you, Ritsuko. She's like, well, I learned it from you. Yeah, because the last time we had this thing, Ritsuko held a gun at him for like 5 minutes, did a soliloquy, couldn't blow up the Magi, and got shot in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the, oh boy. What I actually like about that whole sequence is that eventually we get Shinji initiating a hug with Misato, right as he's like decided it's time to get back in that robot.
And also Misato taking yet another bullet in the side for Shinji.
Yeah.
This one wasn't fatal.
Yeah.
So it didn't really matter that she
Technology.
took a fatal bullet wound in End of Eva, because, as I mentioned before, she got blown to pieces, and you can see those pieces go in different directions.
It's like perilously close to my favorite Shinji moment is that he decides to hug Misato.
Yeah.
I did not
Like,
notice that.
He initiates
I like how she got, like,
a
her
physical
mom hair
contact.
going on.
Yeah.
Like, they gave her mom hair for, like, the moment that she's talking to Shinji.
It's funny because this scene is exactly what I'm looking at right now. Like, they're on the deck right now. Mari just showed up.
Although, man, we actually sort of skipped past the random... Between these two parts of the movie, the part where we're up on the Wunder in space and everyone's just kind of like, well, what the hell are we going to do sequence? But you get a lot of Asuka and Mari hanging out together. And I feel like that's not something we can entirely just pass over. Because I actually think Asuka's actually at her best when she's around Mari.
Like everyone is.
Yeah,
Well, Mari knows how to bring out the best in her. Like
Mari simultaneously takes her shit in stride and gives it right back to her. And weirdly, that works better with Asuka than Shinji just being a passive object to be vented on.
Yeah, Mari generally just doesn't give a shit.
And also is really good at cutting hair.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Like, that was some good Sakuga right there. Some good, really good just hair cutting animation.
Yeah, apparently hair is a thing in this movie, and I don't fully understand the why, but okay, whatever.
Asuka's grows, but Shinji's doesn't for some reason.
Well, for Shinji, it's been like a week and a half.
Yeah, that's what I
it's
figured.
it's been a weird 10 days for him.
Asuka's had like 14 years of horrible, brutal war with like Mari literally the only human being who remotely understands what she's going through.
And also, I think Shinji was actually in like Eva 0, Unit 01 for most of those 14 years.
Yeah.
And I think they extracted him
Yes,
in
they
3.0 or
They did.
3.33. So I don't think he actually had a chance for his hair to grow.
No,
Yeah.
that's exactly the point. He went from 2.22 to 3.33. For Asuka, it was 14 years. For Shinji, it was 5 minutes, and that's why it's completely unreasonable that she kept thinking that he didn't change or he should have changed or anything else. It's like, it's been 5 minutes since he last saw you. What are you talking about?
Oh.
But yeah, after we get our fun little, everybody shoots everybody on the deck of the Wunder. Mari takes Shinji into the fucking anti-universe imaginary world so he can go hop in Unit 1 and meet long hair Rei.
She's so pretty.
Man, it's kind of crazy how well long hair Rey works just as well as short hair Tifa.
Yeah, everybody's just changing everybody's hair right now. I don't fucking understand.
Well, it's the way that Japanese animators know the best to translate that time has passed. Is hair changes. Like, it's something you can chronicle in just about every genre of anime that, like, a lot of times when they want to show that, like, years have passed or months have passed or however long, they show it by having the character's hair grow long or short because they apparently don't know how to, like, actually make a person look a little bit older, or since there's basically no difference between an anime 15-year-old and an anime 25-year-old, they have to show it with hair.
Depends on the artist, but yeah, I get your point.
Also, long hair Rey's cool.
I know, I really like long hair Rey. I said she's pretty.
Yeah. She's like, I don't know, I tried to be in the Eva, but I don't know.
Yeah,
And
and then shit gets weird.
Then shit gets weird.
Well, and then the end of Eva happens.
Yes.
Well, the second half of End of Eva happens.
Yeah.
Where we finally get, like, the weird, like, episode 25, 26, like, thought experiments and weird animation and all the stuff I've been waiting 4 movies for.
Yes.
I do love the Shinji. I love Shinji and Gendo's actual battle to the, like, not the actual battle, but where they basically start fighting through all the sets of Eva.
Yes.
And they're
Including
like
going right off the
movie sets.
soundstage. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I around about that point, I think I made the comment that any second now they were gonna break the fourth wall and they were gonna, like, cut to, like, the voice actors just, like, slap fighting each other.
That would have been amazing.
I also just
If it
generally
wasn't-
like. Oh, go ahead.
I would say, and if it probably wasn't for COVID restrictions, we might have gotten that.
Yeah.
I generally liked what they like, even though it's kind of goofy. Like, if you really think about it, Gendo can just pilot a Neva now because sure, why not?
Yeah.
But like, it's what needs to happen. Like, that's Shinji's main issue, and he needs to kind of face that down. And we, the audience, need to see that happening.
Yeah.
And this is as good a way as any.
Yeah, if you're gonna, like, pick apart all the weird shit that goes on, like, do you even Eva, bro?
Yeah.
Well, and this is also the portion that I was been waiting for, in that something that actually kind of bothered me about 3.33 was that in 1.0 and 2.0, we had, whenever we actually wanted to do any things where Shinji was thinking to himself, he would always think of himself in the context of being in this train that, was always there. When he was really talking to himself, really trying to figure things out for himself, he was in this train setting in his mind. Mm-hmm. And it didn't happen at all in 3.0 until this version of 3.0. So I was really glad to see that. I actually do kind of wonder, and this is a Tobias question, I don't want to get too far into it, but I do feel that this movie is literally just more 3.0, and it happens to end in a new beginning, which is why it's 3.0 plus 1.0. Where I really do feel that 3.33 and this movie are in fact just one big movie. They just had to cut it into two because Anno had to himself recover mentally after making 3.33.
Well, I mean, the opening credits literally take place after, seconds after the end of 3.33, because we just see Shinji, Asuka, and Rei wandering through the wasteland like they did at the end of the movie. So yeah, it's a direct continuation.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
Probably the only time in any... Well, no. I've already contradicted myself. Okay, I'm dumb. Because, End of Eva is a direct continuation from episode 24.
I'm torn between wanting to talk next about how Shinji's conflict with Gendo resolved.
I mean, that's literally where we're at, and I know that because I'm watching it right now.
Turn it off. I don't want you comparing the scenes that we're talking about as they happen, because I know that I'm not going to remember everything accurately, and so I'm jealous of.
I mean, it's okay. We don't have to be perfect. I just had it on because it's maybe I'll jump around and it'll help me remember things. But no, we're just getting to it now in real time. Crazy is that there's still 44 minutes of this fucking movie left. It's a long goddamn movie.
It is a long movie.
It doesn't feel like it when you're watching it, but good God, it's a fucking long movie.
It felt like it when I was watching it because it felt devastating. I felt just devastated watching it the whole time. But devastated in a good way. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but my shit's been completely wrecked, and I'm glad for it. I'm relieved that it's happened.
Yeah, I can see that. It's really difficult, but it's also it comes to a resolution in pretty much every way.
It comes to a not just a resolution, but it comes to a good, satisfying resolution. I am at odds with myself about how I feel about Gendo essentially getting to get away with it. On the one hand, I don't think he did get away with it, because he did die in the end, but that's kind of what he wanted, so...
I mean, when you reset the world into something different, does anyone ever really die? I mean, I can't take that as Gendo has never seen or heard from again. It's just it's just another thing that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there is some sense of Gendo kind of coming to a realization, but like you said, it's rapid, and it's not he's not spending movies the
more important thing is that I feel like Shinji got to a point of resolution about his father. He finally just got to go, oh, you're just a crappy father, and I just need to let go of you.
That might be more important, honestly.
Well, yeah. I love how, and maybe I'm selling Gendo too short. I don't know. But when he finally gets to explain his whole deal, it essentially came across me as, guys... being an introvert is so hard.
Yeah.
I actually, some of the stuff he says is not just introverted. The thing he says about people say different things at different times, which is true, what am I to accept, that hit me really hard, because I think if I go back, across my entire life, that's the thing that gives me the biggest problem, right? I'm straightforward, and I don't understand how to get around that. And I can see how that would break someone. I can see how someone would be man. A piano's great. I know what a piano is going to do. I can trust a piano.
Pianos never betray you. I know that from real life.
And the flip side of it, though, the other thing was Where he really starts to lose it is, dude is not in a good place. He meets Yui, and then, like...
Oh, man. Mari introduces him to Yui. That's the best part.
Like, this... Not to, like... I don't want to get into family drama, obviously, but I've seen this sort of thing happen before where it's like, someone is not in a good place, they meet someone, which, you know, having that acceptance, having that family, like, puts something under, you know, under them that they can work from, and they just never go, like, they just never deal with the original thing, you know, and that just feels really realistic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is that I think a lot of people experience that. Like, a lot of people experience that. A lot of people experience that. And just about everybody eventually comes to know the feeling of loss that I'm sure he felt. When his partner died. But you don't destroy the whole goddamn world over it.
But it's because he never dealt with his original issues. He's just like, oh, I got someone now. I've got a family now. It's fine.
No,
I'm
he
fine
still
now.
destroyed the goddamn world trying to revive his wife. He is still unquestionably a villain.
But from
When
his
wife
perspective,
guys go bad.
from his perspective, his wife is the solution to his problem, not like actually dealing with whatever his problem is being the solution to his problem. Like, yeah, the Gendo part I liked, even though like it is totally fair to say that they let him off the hook in some ways.
It did give him, it finally gave him some depth that I feel the character has needed since forever. Like, you know, we've known for a long time now that he's doing this to try to resurrect his wife. I do feel like the whole Gendo introspection did help, like, his motivations out, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and I feel like, and I don't want to get too far into one of the questions we've got, but I feel like if you look at the movie as like very psychological, right? The whole storyline is like these are people working through these big problems. Like, that seems like a natural evolution in Shinji's process, is to go, oh, he's not just this big evil villain. Here's what he thinks he's doing. Here's, you know...
And Shinji, do you guys think that Shinji forgives him in the end?
Man, I don't know.
Or do you think Shinji moves past even forgiving?
I think it's understanding. I don't know if it's forgiveness.
Yeah, I can see that. Those are two different things, and I guess, you know, I feel like
towards the very end of the movie, he's like, oh, this was what he was trying to do. This was the god slaying he wanted. He just wanted to see Mom go.
Yeah. I do think one of the things Shinji realizes is like that, like, he was kind of blocking himself in that pursuit.
And then Kaworu comes back.
Well, it's full. First, Shinji decides, you know what would really fix Eva? If I get rid of the Evas.
Yeah.
Yes.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
If I just get rid of the Evas. Also, you know, I like how they're like, oh, so we're gonna have a Neon Genesis Evangelion, huh?
It's like that. It's like the episode of Family Guy where, you know, Peter's in the theater. He's like, yeah, they said the thing.
They said the name of the show in the show. How did they do that?
Well, again, I really think if you look at, you know, the actual naming conventions, and I'm sorry, Tobias, I'm skipping to your question, but, you know, the original name they gave to this movie was just Shin Evangelion, or New Evangelion, much like how Anno has now done a Shin Godzilla and is about to do a Shin Ultraman. And so, again, I really feel that we got the whole 3.0 plus 1.01. This is a new beginning. He is, in fact, bringing apart a new Evangelion in this moment. Like, he is literally, when he's hitting the restart, unlike before where he sort of just restarted things, which is what I feel is that they sort of hinted at, was that they are stuck in a loop of events. That this is not the first time. This may not even be the second time they have gone through this loop of things ending in final impact. But this time, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to finally do this. We're going to take out the part that actually causes this whole thing to end all the time.
Yeah, Thrice Upon a Time is not just a reference to, like, the third ending. It's also, like, a third beginning for Shinji.
And then there's that loop where they were all goldfish. Still had Evas, still fucked up everything, but they were goldfish. Okay, that didn't happen in the movie, but I just wish it happened.
I mean, then there was, Frog, Thor, and Loki. Wait, no, sorry.
Yeah,
Wrong show.
Remember that loop where Asuka was a crocodile? That was weird.
Isn't that every loop?
Or there was the scene there where Shinji is saying goodbye to Asuka on the End of Eva beach.
Yeah. I kind of
really
liked they both mutually acknowledged that they, at one point, were super into each other.
Yeah.
Well, have you guys ever had that experience in doing that in real life?
I have, actually, yes.
Yeah, I've actually done that in real life where I kind of like I met my my middle school crush, and I kind of was like, yeah, I really liked you back then. And he was like, yeah, I know, I liked you too. Yeah, we were dumb. And then we just kind of went our separate ways because that's what you do as an adult. Like the person
Because someday love will
were,
find you. Take those chains that bind you.
That's what you do as an adult, and you realize that the life that you've built up to now is just not. You're just not the same person that you were when all that happened, and you're not. It's unreasonable for you to have those expectations put on them, and for them to put expectations on you. Like it's a whole thing.
Yeah. And everyone put a lot of effort into making sure they saved Asuka anyways, though.
Yep.
Yeah, was Misato's sacrifice, turning into the spear at the very end, was that completely unnecessary? Did Shinji actually use that spear? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
basically...
that was the spear that
Yeah.
Yui and Gendo thrust into themselves instead of Shinji doing it.
Man.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
Shinji
knew
was
when-
about to, and Mom pushes him out of the way and is like, nah, I got this.
And
Boy. Misato with the picture of Shinji and little Ryoji Kaiji Jr. or whatever, and I'm like, oh man, you can't be a real anime space captain sacrificing yourself till you have the picture of your kids to look at.
Yeah, I actually really like the way they did that final spear, because for a show that has been so focused on hey, we found this otherworldly relic, let's make a clone of it, or let's use it, or something like that. The final linchpin in this whole thing ends up being, hey, humanity is going to use their will and knowledge to make its own sort of relic. We're going to turn the ship into one.
We're gonna make our own spear with blackjack and hookers.
And hookers,
Yeah.
damn straight.
And Kaoru, because that was Kaoru's spear. He's like, finally.
And what's funny too is they also that's the turning point, right? Everyone is cynical up to that point, and the bridge crew just, the crew of the ship just kind of have this turn into hopefulness at that moment. Maya has the, this is the problem with young men at the beginning of the movie, has that line about, I forget even what, and then
it's like Ritsuko's we literally only have one example of this to base anything on. We have no idea how to do this. There's no possible. And
Misao's like, you can do it.
You can figure it out. It's like, yeah, I probably can.
Yeah, and they just do this reckless project that
Oh gosh, it
shouldn't
feels like
work.
it feels like it felt very I feel like I've seen that before, where the characters actively know that they're doing something that is against all hope, but that it's totally going to work out anyway.
It's kind of the Gurren Lagann pro-mare approach.
Yes, it was very Gurren Lagann of them.
Well, I mean, it happens a couple of times, during the movies and shows. The whole Operation Yashima. We're gonna requisition this prototype positron rifle, and then we're going to funnel all of Japan's electricity into it, or we're going to try and catch this angel that's going to bomb the Earth, but I'm just kind of placing you there based on a guess.
Yeah, some of Ava's most yay team go moments are doing something that has no right to actually work, but we're going to do it.
And I'm pretty sure that's like the entire thing that the Vile organization was actually founded on the fact that they could do that.
Yeah.
Like, they've been spending these past 14 years that we don't get to see doing that probably on a daily basis of like, okay.
Like this movie just confirmed that there is an actual, like, other movie that happened in the 14 years that Shinji was inside the robot that we just never saw.
That probably does, in fact, live rent-free in Anno's mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, yeah, so the movie does end with Shinji like, okay, all right, first things first, now that I've got the power of God, I'm going to fix all my friends.
The power of God and anime on my side.
All right, Asuka, you're cool now. Don't worry about this other stuff. You cool? You're good? Go. Out.
We good? We cool? All right, we cool.
All right, Ray, you good? All right, Ray, yeah, you've been good. Awesome, great.
I'm not going to comment on the weird, creepy wooden baby you're holding.
We've moved past such
things. You got
things.
your own business. We'll move along.
Kaoru, we cool. I'm glad you're back. Get out of the robot. Come on, we're going back to Normalsville.
I know Doug just, I'm sure, really wants to talk about Kaoru, but
I do, and I'm kind of waiting for when is the right moment to talk about that.
I really, really strongly like, even though I would love to have Kaoru and Shinji together, I love Kaoru's moment of realization of wanting Shinji to be happy doesn't necessarily mean with him. And that is a hard adult moment that people have to have sometimes.
Yes. Kaoru has the line, "I'm sorry for misunderstanding your happiness," and I don't remember what Shinji says back to that.
I don't think he says anything.
I wish he had said something. I wish he had said something. Okay, my problem with what happens with the Kaoru ending is that Japan has this long history of treating homosexuality like it's a phase.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I wish that they had handled Koru's departure just somewhat differently. Like, there's also the stereotype of bury your gays. And Kaoru goes off to be the new head of Imaginary Nerve, I guess, with the only other character who is confirmed dead, like Kaji.
Yet he's still there at the train station at the end. So question mark, shrug.
They make a big deal about Kaji being dead, and Kaoru and Kaji go off together as, I guess, the two dead characters.
Well, no. Kaji says to Kaoru, he's like, "Hey, after you retire, why don't you come work with me and Misato on the farm?" He's like, "Yeah, that sounds nice."
So they sent him to a farm upstate.
That's literally what they did, yes.
So they literally sent him to a farm upstate.
Look, they're just farming in another... They're not dead, they're farming in another dimension.
The comment that I felt so strongly after I watched this movie... that I had to talk about it right then, despite Basil, like, sitting there going, "No, save it for the podcast! Stop talking! Shut up! Be quiet!" As I had to just commit to text, and then John had to engage me. But I had to commit to text. I feel like Japan owes me another happy gay couple.
Well,
I feel like they owe all of us another happy gay couple, but at least one for each of us.
The TLDR in that Discord discussion was basically, yes, representation matters. Yes, Japan has a problem with it. No, I don't think it has anything to do with the story of this movie.
Yeah. I mean,
and my
I feel
my
like
my
I
pinnacle.
feel like analyzing Shinji's relationships with people is important. So I don't quite understand your. This is a screw it to all the shippers. Like, this is simply this movie simply gave us the correct answer. Like, we finally got the correct answer.
I don't think there is a correct answer because I don't think romantic relationships in Evangelion matter all that much.
It doesn't seem to be that kind of story.
Well, it's not the main focus of it, but it's not unrelated.
It's not unrelated. Like, they tease it, or they use that.
Like, a lot of it is Shinji struggling to understand love, and so bringing up romantic relationships is obviously a method through which people understand love.
Yeah, and I feel both End of Eva and the end of the TV series actually made a lot about Shinji doesn't really know what kind of affection he wants from the people in his life.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I understand that romantic love is one aspect of being able to receive love, but also it's like, it seems like a lot of shows do that. A lot of movies, a lot of TV shows do that.
Well,
whereas
lot of movies
Shinji
and TV shows shoe in a love interest, which is not what I'm trying to say is happening. What I'm just trying to say is happening is we focusing and analyzing his relationships.
Yeah, I feel like
some shipping occurs. Like,
I feel like the end of the movie, Shinji, as he does kind of have his I have matured as a human being, there is kind of that, okay, Misato is kind of my mom in a real way. Like, I have a parental sort of mentor kind of relationship with her. I understand that affection. Asuka is my friend. I used to have a thing for her, but she's my friend, and I understand that relationship. You know, Rei is my sister, mother, clone. I don't understand that relationship, but we got something and it's cool, you know.
Yeah, and I that's why I didn't expect Shinji to get paired off with anyone, because it's like, you don't want to just pair him up and like have that be perceived as like the Band-Aid slapped over. Kind of like what I was saying with Gendo earlier. Like, Gendo kind of used Yui as the Band-Aid slapped over that, whereas like...
I do feel like it's implying that Mari is his love interest at the end. I do also feel it is a little vague.
Yeah, it's
like all things Eva.
Weird.
it's vague enough. Although having seen that, I do have to agree that she probably is the best selection for him. She is the most representative of how getting in a relationship actually goes. Like, you have these people in your life. One's kind of like a sister. One's kind of you're more like rivals than you are like actual people together. You know, the other one's kind of like a mom mentor thing, and then the actual love interest just drops out of the blue, out of nowhere.
Give you.
They're the only ones really left alive his age, so that may have something to do.
No, really, she isn't, which is the funny part. I'm trying not to dwell on that too hard, but
physically,
she was his
we know
mom's
how that
friend.
works in anime.
Yeah.
Technically, she was his mom's friend in college and introduced her to Gendo.
Yeah, Danina and I had a conversation about that where it's just like, she may be like in her 40s, if not older.
Yeah.
I didn't quite understand calling her Mary Iscariot. Like, I didn't quite get that one.
I think that's her real name.
Yeah, that's her real name, but also it doesn't matter. Let me add that to the long list of Ano's gonna Ano, and
she was another one of Fuyuki's students. She was a contemporary of Gendo and Yui's. I feel like she needled Gendo in a friendly way until it was like, and then decided to try to hook him up with Yui, and it worked.
I kind of wonder if maybe there was some sort of, romantic triangle thing going on between Mari, Gendo, and Yui, and eventually she let them do their thing, and then she upgraded to the better Ikari model.
That's right. She's like, you know what I'm gonna do?
It's only slightly creepy, but
I'm gonna wait 28 years, and I'm gonna fucking nail his son.
Oh,
that's right.
Don't make it creepy, bro.
It's not the first time I've shipped two characters who have weird actual ages, but comparative relative ages.
Thus proving that Eva is, in fact, the most anime.
Yeah. But
There is no anime newer than Eva.
I'm like, oh man, Shinji is a real adult because he can take the teasing and tease back. That now he is a real adult.
Yup. And I kind of feel like they have to show him as an adult again to be like, no, this is over. There's not, some other movie that explains what really happened.
We're taking off the collar.
Now I want to see the Shinji as a salaryman. I want to see that.
That's.
I like Kaoru at the end looking like a fuckboy.
I want.
Now my question: if it's a world without Evas and angels, why is Kaoru and Rei there? But
I don't know.
Don't think about it too hard.
No, the whole point when Shinji's talking to Rei, saying goodbye, is like, yeah, another you found a place where she could be happy. And she's like,
it did feel
cool.
like if you die in the anti-universe, you die in real life unless you're a clone. Like an angel clone or something.
You're overthinking this shit. It doesn't matter. Everybody's alive, nobody's alive. It doesn't fucking matter. It's over. That's the whole point. It's like, okay, Shinji's grown up. We're gonna take the literal collar off. I'm free now. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm Hideaki Anno, and I'm done with Eva.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants anyway. He did this because he wanted to. Nobody asked him to do this. He just did it.
I'm gonna take away all the Evas and the angels. And I don't know. I think I'll be dating Mari. That'll be fun.
It's gonna end up like that Norm Macdonald moth joke.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yeah, I wake up and there's this old woman on my arm that I used to love. I don't love my own son anymore. All I see in his face is the same cowardice I catch glimpses of in the mirror. And maybe if we were a little stronger, I could reach behind the bed and grab that cocked and loaded pistol. Put an end to this charade.
But, I'm just like, okay, so they hooked up the two bi characters. That's okay. Because I'm convinced Asuka and Mari had a thing going on in between movies. I don't know if it was precisely romantic, but things were going on.
Again, it feels like she was all over the two main characters, and it's just like, you can be your own person,
Ever since I saw the end of this movie, Hikaru Tada's song "Beautiful World" has been stuck in my head. And I know it has appeared in other movies, but, this is the one that finally got it in my head, and every time I look back on it, it makes me feel kind of melancholy inside.
Which is interesting. I don't think... I guess it does kind of have a sort of a melancholy feel to it, but, of course, the trick is that she actually did, 4 bespoke songs, one for each movie. We just didn't get the first one, because, of course, the first song she did was her cover of Fly Me to the Moon, and how dare they let us have that one. How dare. All right, shall we take a break and move on to questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
And we're back with questions, and the most important one is from Nico at NicoScream on Twitter. Where did Anno get the idea to cross over Eva and the television show Once Upon a Time?
Probably from watching ABC, I guess.
Ray kind of was Rapunzeling it in the end, but...
So here's some quotes, and I think that's actually not too far off. These are thanks to Sully from the Third Impact anime, where I noticed he'll occasionally post out of context Once Upon a Time things, where at one point in once where Snow White said the line, Who wants some milk from Mama Mare?
What?
Because she was temporarily mayor of Storybrooke, or how, at once upon a time, when Cruella de Vil is killed off, she becomes mayor of the underworld.
Wait. I remember this video.
That's a weird-ass series.
Like, it is. Maleficent has a baby with Zorro.
There's like 6 reasons why that's wrong.
Was hospitalized with a heart failure because he had evil cholesterol.
Wow, that
sounds
incredibly stupid. All right, I'm glad I've never seen it.
Man, I remember that thread. It was weird.
So all I'm saying is that once at Eva, they could that could be a crossover series that could go some truly, truly wild places. So Tobias has asked a bunch. He is at Reverend_Tobias on Twitter. So, how about that title? What do you think it means? Both the arithmetic and the subtitle.
Okay, I think we've already answered this question pretty thoroughly. It's the arithmetic is it's basically the end of the rebuilds plus a new beginning.
I don't know if it has anything to do with Mari's Eva keep getting plus other things added to it in its name till it actually became totally ridiculous.
Yes.
8 plus 9
as she
plus 10
ate
plus
other
11
Evas
plus
and powered
12.
up. Yeah.
It started to sound like something out of Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah.
Didn't you say in another episode, Kevin, that there was some significance, like cultural significance to 4?
In Japan, 4 is kind of a death number, yeah.
I wonder if that has something to do with it, because this is
maybe
kind
they
of
were
the
avoiding
opposite.
calling it 4 just to avoid.
Well, because it doesn't thematically fit.
Like,
This is not
4
a death.
can
This is
be she, which is a homophone for death, but they usually say yon instead, just because it's not a homophone for death.
Right.
But yeah, 4 is kind of a death association.
Well, and I think Anno being he can be a very granular person at times. I do wonder, because if, 1.0 was the theatrical release of the first rebuild, whereas the Blu-ray release was 1.11, 2.0 versus 2.22, 3.33, then we had 3.0 plus 1.0, but for the Amazon release, it's 3.0 plus 1.01. So I also kind of wonder if he's like, look, I want people to know which versions was the theatrical version and which ones was the slightly edited version for disc release. I could also see that being a thing, and I think he started doing that nomenclature, then decided that he could actually do some minor storytelling within the title itself. And then apparently Thrice Upon Time is just a long-running series of Anno liking to do final titles as references to old sci-fi books.
Oh, is there a book called Thrice Upon a Time?
Yes.
Huh.
Apparently, I forget the author's name, but the title of the last episode of Nadia was also a science fiction book title from the same author. Okay. And then the final episode of the Eva TV show was actually a reference to a Harlan Ellison short story, The Beast That Shouted Love at the End of the World.
Yeah, because Anno is a sci-fi nerd.
Now, I don't think Thrice Upon a Time has any meaning of the actual book story or anything. I think he just likes using, cool sounding, titles.
Yeah, and you could basically say it's the third attempt at an ending. It's in the movie series. It's the third attempt at another impact, because one it happens at the end of 2 and at the end of 3.
Well, it's even the third time they've tried to end Eva. I mean, you had the end of the TV show, the actual End of Eva movie, and now there's this movie. This is the third time he's tried to end Eva, and he just can't quit you, Eva. So Tobias' next question is, so what's the deal with Asuka
Shikinami?
Yes, being a clone. How does that Asuka Shikinami being a different character than Asuka Soryu change how you view her character in the rebuilds?
A lot?
Not in the slightest.
It doesn't really make me change how I view her character. It is information that I wish I had really put together earlier than this, because I couldn't remember what it was, so I had to go back and look it up after I watched this, because I was simply watching it going, wait a minute, that's not right. I remember it being something else, but I couldn't remember what the something else was.
She was named after a different Japanese battleship from World War II.
Yeah.
It's absolutely meaningless. This is part of watching Evangelion is knowing what stuff is important and what stuff isn't. Like, what to just let go. This is 100% one of those things you just let go, because...
The one important thing with Asuka, at least with the characterization with the movies compared to the TV series, is that she has a different issue of wanting to be recognized, in that in the TV show, she had severe mommy issues. In the movies, it's severe being a clone issues.
Yeah, it also kind of heightens the implication of, like, she's pushed to get where she is. Like, she's the only clone that made it, or the clone that finally made it.
Which also does make you wonder, in this movie series, did her mom succeed?
What do you mean
Asuka's
by
mom?
Yeah,
succeed?
in the TV show, she wanted to die with her child.
Oh. No, that's possible.
We don't see
in
Asuka's mom at all in the Rebuild film, so...
But she's got the doll that Asuka's mom had.
Yeah, she has the doll, which is creepy as fuck.
Like, I'm not saying these are good thoughts I should have asked about, but...
Sometimes these thoughts just enter your head whether you want them or not.
Speaking of thoughts you entered head whether you wanted to or not, so how did you feel about that Gendo kid getting character resolution? I know it's a hot button issue for a lot of Eva fans. Do you feel that it was handled well?
How is this a hot button issue? Like, okay, Gendo got some characterization. Like, oh no, I wanted him to be left completely, unexplored, a total cipher, whatever.
I mean, I guess there's a little bit of the logic that whatever their answer is, you probably made up something better in your head. That happens with a lot of stuff, but
I don't know.
That
feels either at best just being subjective, at worst being highly arrogant.
Yeah.
I could see it being an issue of, like, you don't want to give him an excuse, but I don't think this is an excuse. This is, like, an understanding.
No, this is, you just...
Doesn't let him off.
Thank God he actually got to explain himself a little bit, because he's just so stonewall through most every other incarnation.
I kind of just wish it was like what Anno's actual dad, had issues with, which was like he lost a leg.
Yeah. It's
like, oh, my dad was super bitter because he lost his leg and, it fucked him up.
Yeah, and also I think if we're seeing Shinji grow as a person, at some point it's very likely that he's going to have to deal with that. So I think getting Gendo's side of the story helps reinforce that part of Shinji's growth.
Yeah, it gives Shinji, I think, the final tools he needs to move on from his dad.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of how I feel, whether it was good for Gendo, whatever, he's an asshole character, I don't care. It was very important for Shinji, who I do care about.
Yes.
And I'm glad he got it.
Yeah, just Shinji can have that, so that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only been wondering.
All right, so next question is, did you watch the NHK documentary about Anno that was on Amazon Prime?
Yes.
What were your thoughts about Anno's creative process for this movie?
I have not seen that, sadly.
Oh, it's so good. It is so good.
It's super good. Miyazaki's characterization of him is he's an alien.
And how he went to his his interview with Miyazaki. He was in a super full, like, fitted suit, barefoot and sandals.
That's right.
That sounds about right.
There's a lot of really good moments. Like, for example, they do a lot of time showing off where they built an entire actual model replica of Village 3, and Anno kept tweaking it where he's like, no, the power lines are all wrong. Like, if they were... This is how you should be setting this up. No. The bathroom wouldn't be here. It'd be over here to the left.
What point did they say, and some of the trains should just be floating? No explanation, just a red aura floating in the air.
It's so good. Another moment was, because this was the entire filming process over several years.
Yeah, this was like 8 years.
So one of the earlier ones, I think back 2017, he was talking to some students. They were asking him if he was a good student or not growing up. He's like, well, in middle school, I was a very good student. I paid very good attention to my classes. I did all my homework. And when I was in 8th grade, I started watching Yamato.
Oh, we all have that story.
There was also good moments where he was constantly telling the videographers for the documentary to quit filming him, that he was not the interesting person. It was actually all the people around him that was doing the actual work. You should be filming them. And they had to go, no, we're filming them too, don't worry.
He kept trying to direct the cameraman. Like, hey, you should
Yes.
go over here and get this view from here. It's absolutely perfect.
There's a point where it's really raining really hard outside. He's like, man, you should go outside and take some B-roll of the rain. I think that would be very good.
Oh, man.
But yeah, he does get into how his father lost his leg, and how that sort of gave him a feeling that, he feels that things should have an unfinished quality to them, that it's the not being perfect is actually more interesting than something that is perfect. How he really wrestled with trying to end Eva, because he kind of felt like Eva should be something that doesn't end. It's a super good documentary. I really, really recommend it. Tobias' next question is, so, goodbye all Evangelion, huh? Except for the fact they've already talked about doing more Evangelion. Where do you see the future of Evangelion going? Infinite merchandise? Ryoji Kaji Jr. Raising Project? Is Tsurumaki ever going to do anything significant in this universe?
Yes, to infinite merchandise. It was like that way before. It'll be that way continuing.
Yep.
Are they going to do another
Shinji is
one?
a businessman.
Are they going to do another one? I would guess no, but if they do another one, I would be shocked. Is Tsurumaki ever going to do anything significant in this universe? Absolutely not, because Ano's too fucking a crazy person and won't let anyone else do anything. I've seen this firsthand in the documentary. There's no way he's letting somebody else do something of importance in Eva.
Yeah, I feel like they'll do offshoots and things like that if they're going to do anything. I can't imagine the messaging in this movie is like done. Like we're done.
Yeah. They still might do something. I want to see Shinji as a salaryman. I want Kaoru to get a cute boyfriend.
I feel like that would still be an offshoot, though.
Random future adult Kaoru meets adult Kensuke, and they just hit it off.
Yeah, there have been a lot of like...
Man, Kensuke and Asuka are so totally...
That's so creepy. That's so creepy, man, in the movie.
I
With how
really
young
took that
she
as
is
being
and
a
wandering
weird
around naked,
fatherly
that's
thing.
creepy.
It is creepy, but by the same token, they've known each other that entire time, so
Yeah.
it's... Like,
Well, I also wonder if that's reinforcing her feeling that she is an other, not human.
Oh yeah, you can definitely understand her behavior in that sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just the
Not to get off
pairing
my
is creepy.
reoccurring theme of all these reviews, but there's an uncomfortable amount of time with Asuka and just her like panties and a jacket.
Nope.
She literally says the line, "I'm naked, why aren't you freaking out and getting horny," or something like that.
Because again, it's the way she uses. It's what she uses throughout the series to keep him off balance.
Yeah.
Like, I never felt there was anything going on between Kensuke and Asuka. I thought like he had a weird sort of fatherly relationship with her, which is just as weird, but
I didn't necessarily feel like there was anything like that, and I can see how that would work. Like I can, especially since he comes back up and kind of her resolution. It's just the combination to me was like, he lives on the outskirts of town by himself, and just I don't know, man. It was just the combination felt weird.
But they've also known each other probably through that entire 14 years.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
While she is stuck in that body, and I guess visually, yes, that's not a good look. But now
that's
that
why he
they have a
lives on the
chance,
outskirts of town.
now that they can actually be adults at
Maybe
the same
Kensuke
age
has a
together.
chance. I like to see Kensuke get together with somebody. They're never going to give him an Eva in any spin-off or any incarnation.
in the whole anti-universe send-off that Shinji's doing to everybody, he does, like, one of the last things he says to Asuka is, "Hey, give my regards to Kensuke."
Yeah.
And also, don't worry about me. Mari's got me. And I'm like, man, you've not known her that long, but you've
got a lot of faith in this lady you've known for like 4 or 5 weeks in your perspective, and you've only met her like 3 times.
But she did say, "I'm coming to get you no matter what."
And she did.
And I think that was part of Shinji's growing up, was learning when to trust people who you've only known for a short period of time versus not trusting people that you've known for a long time.
And I so love the visuals of him sitting on the beach and the entire animation process breaking down around him as he just became went black and white, and then the rough cut and the storyboards, and then just sketches, and then she shows up.
I mean, that was the first time they ended this show. They did that, and everybody got pissed.
And then she shows up, and everything snaps back into full color and everything, and it's like, I told you I was coming.
Yeah, I can see that being a misdirection now that you guys mentioned it.
Yeah, I like that kind of. It's not even the first time I've seen that thing, even not counting Eva, but I like the whole sense of self and reality is collapsing, so everything's kind of degrading into simpler structures.
But to answer Device's question, what I want is sweet-ass credit clothing merch.
Yeah.
That's what I want out of Eva now.
I want more BMX Trick Ray figures. They've made one, now they need to make more.
I want a cool baseball cap with Eva stuff on it. Anyways, Tobias's last question is, so having the now complete canon of Evangelion in mind, what's the one major change you had have made for the rebuilds?
I mean, I wouldn't change anything because what I wanted to see was what Anno was going to do.
How would you change the Mona Lisa, sir? How would you change the Mona Lisa?
It's not even that, but Evangelion is so intrinsically about Anno, what I would do or what I would think is irrelevant.
To just be a little snarky, I would have made Ikuhara's wish come true and had adult pregnant Ray at the end. See her just holding somebody's hand and you don't even see who that person is. You just can see that she's visibly pregnant.
Oh no.
At the very end, have Kaoru talking to a dude, not a Ray clone.
See, our wishes would work well together.
The tiny detail change I would have made.
I have a hard time answering the question because, one, I would probably take out some of the just weird, out of nowhere metaphysical stuff. But then
that's
it wouldn't
what it's all
Eva.
about.
But that's the whole
the
movie.
Best part.
I'm not saying all of it. I'm just saying some of the
best part is the weird metaphysical stuff.
I would, in fact, just posit adding more.
I never expect what I want to be the same as what anyone else in the world would want. The other thing is I probably would extend out seeing the characters after at the end there in the subway station or whatever. But again, I don't know that's not keeping the mystery to that and keeping it at a minimum. You don't necessarily want that to be the focus.
Well, I mean, at the end, it literally turns into the real world. So
yeah,
it's like the secret ending to Final Fantasy 13: Lightning Returns. Quaru and Ray probably get on a train and meet Lightning in Paris, and we're all hanging out in the real world.
All
now.
become Louis Vuitton models.
That's right. What a weird fucking ending that game had.
And Kaoru's like, "Hey, how's that Hope kid doing?" I heard he grew up.
Yeah, he grew up real nice, didn't he?
What are you guys talking about? Stop it.
I don't know either.
Oh, because are we the only ones who have played Lightning Returns?
I imagine so, Kevin.
You lent it to me, but I never got around to playing it. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's fine.
I think he age regressed in Lightning Returns, but in Final Fantasy 13 too, he was older.
It's weird.
Yeah, it was Lightning Returns is a real fucking weird game.
Like I told you, Square took some weird big swings.
Yeah.
As for my major change would be, I would have injected more 2D animation, except for the Ray head.
Yeah, could we possibly make that creepier?
I will say that I do, after watching the documentary and then going back to certain scenes, the scene where Shinji is deciding all these things also looks a lot like the insides. I get it. It's also a reference to the buildings in Village 3, but it also looks very similar to the warehouse where they filmed all the mocap stuff for the movie that you see in the documentary, where that was something I did notice was that a lot of the stuff was actually 3D mocapped, including just like the stuff that wasn't all CG. Like they did a lot of mocap for this film, and a lot of like CG, like even if the characters weren't being hand drawn and not CG, they still had CG models to know what the movement would sort of look like. So there was actually a lot of 3D work that went into this movie that we still never even saw. Okay, so Ryan at Midshelf Ryan asks, was the best girl war truly decided?
Yes.
And it's Shinji.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm surprised how much I grew to love Mari before it was all said and done over the course of the whole Rebuild series.
For some reason, I can't put my finger on my appreciation of Mari has skyrocketed over the last, 5 days or so. I don't know why.
Could never figure that out, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, can't put my finger on it.
I feel like the question of who is best girl got finally settled by realizing that the question of who is best is probably not the question we should be asking at all, but who is best for blank. And if the question is best for Shinji, yes, we got the answer.
Crush
if the
your
question
enemies.
is best in the show, we will be debating that until we die.
Heck, you catch me on a different day, I'll have talk to me 5 different days, I'll have 5 different answers probably, but
And it's still Masato.
It's
it definitely
still
is some
Shinji.
of the days.
Shinji is best girl.
So the answer is, was the best girl war truly decided? No.
The real best girl with the friends we made along the way.
Damn straight.
I really like Kaoru. I really like him. I really want to see more of him.
I feel like deep in my heart, this is not the last we'll see of these characters.
That's
Somehow.
probably true.
Kaoru is the Boba Fett of Evangelion. He's on the screen for 5
Like,
seconds.
they could make
does a couple of things. And
they could make a
that's it.
whole new Eva series with none of the original cast involved, none of the original characters, and somehow Kaoru would walk in. He'd be like, yo, character who's closest to Shinji, I'm here to tell you some shit.
Ryan's next question is, did you also feel the pacing at the start was slow, despite the content being interesting?
In a, slow, and which is not how you usually use it, but slow in an incredibly good way.
Yeah.
Comforting. Especially once you get to that village, it's like, yeah, I
Would
just
you
like
use the
seeing what
words-
they're doing in this village.
Would you use the words deliberate and methodical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're going to have Shinji go from extreme depression, not talking to anybody, not eating, that whole thing, into being somewhat functional enough to make a decision to go back onto the Wunder, it's gonna take some time. It's an important piece of the story, and you can't half-ass it.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta live with the penguins for a while till everything makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, I almost feel like, for me, the second part of the movie ends up being... The pacing is weird, because they just throw all this stuff at you, and it just, it seems like they could cut some of it out and still tell the same story.
You tell that to Anno, because he probably would have rewritten the movie 8 more times if you told him that.
Right. No, I'm not...
we would be dead before this movie came out.
Right. But like John said, I think that's... Showing the characters go through that is important, and you can't just have... Well, it kind of goes back to, we were talking about Gendo. He seems to have a real quick turnaround, and it doesn't feel right. Whereas it does for Shinji and Rei.
I don't feel like he got a turnaround. I feel like he got what he wanted. And that pisses me off. That's what pisses me off. He got his happy ending. He achieved his goals. He won. He won in the end.
He had to come to a realization to get there. There was some... I can't remember what it was, but it was he couldn't find Yui, and he had to come to some realization about that, which I don't remember before
He was
he could do
basically
it.
accepting his own weaknesses and embracing Shinji.
Yeah, and he
Both
just
literally
kinda,
and metaphorically embracing Shinji.
he just kind of does it suddenly compared to what we see Shinji and Rei do.
But yeah, the first half of this movie is... So, something Osamu Tezuka would love to do is that he would use what he refers to as a star system, where he would use the same general character designs, but and even sometimes the same names, but they would be different characters and different stories. Whereas what Anno does is that he literally just twists Eva into whatever genre he's particularly wanting to tell at that moment in time. So that first half of this movie is an Iyashike. Like, it's one of those heartwarming... It's Anno making laid-back camp.
Yes.
is what it is.
Oh, man. Post-apocalypse laid-back camp. Make it happen.
So, no. I mean, I guess you call it slow, but that's what he wanted, and it was really good. Question number 3 from Ryan. Did you count how many plot-up devices they used?
Like in this
What?
movie, or like all of Evangelion?
I think it's how many made-up plot devices they used is the question. But I'm like, aren't all plot devices made
Yes.
up?
Again,
What?
everything in it, like, okay, we have
Things
the
that
key
they
of
didn't
Nebuchadnezzar, we have
I-
the Lance of Longinus, the Spear of Cassius, the Gaius Spear. Like, listen, man, do you,
Rights of
again,
Doom.
let me just ask, do you even Eva, bro?
As somebody who's really into like studying and breaking down the mechanics of storytelling, I don't even know what he means by plot devices. Can we just come back to this question? Like, ask him, like, dear Ryan, please clarify what you mean by plot devices, because all stories are comprised of nothing but plot devices.
I feel
positive
like
that
the
Dylan-
anti-universe and Golgotha object were kind of out of left field,
Yeah.
but they didn't.
I think the stuff that Dylan was talking about earlier on is very specifically what Ryan meant. I think Ryan and Dylan are probably on a very similar wavelength as far as that goes.
I'm just like, are you talking like what genre of plot devices are you talking about? Like MacGuffins like that, or?
I feel
would
like we're
say-
in a translation versus localization argument, and me and Doug are like over here going, "It's the same thing."
Yeah, well, I think what this movie had a lot of is people will just mention something as if it's been known the whole time, and it very clearly hasn't. Like literally, like the anti-universe, was this new thing, and they were like suddenly on the spot gets thrown in, and they're like, "Well, my wife, your mother, was here as
Eva
well."
Imaginary.
Yeah,
Eva
I thought it
Imaginary
really
is a little
existed.
bit of
I
a
theorized
yeah.
the whole
I
time.
laughed for a long time at Eva Imaginary.
Do they mean the other Avas? And this it's a weird naming terminology there, where the other Avas are actually robots that get built, whereas this is like theoretical construct.
I assume.
I actually like when Ritsuko is like, "Ava Imaginary, I didn't think it existed." And I'm
Right.
like, "Well, technically."
Technically, it didn't. I also wondered if it was like a reference to, instead of Unit 1, Unit 2, whatever, it's like Unit the square root of -1.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was in reference to, but
Yeah.
also we've left like physical Avas and we're now into like theoretical particles.
We're in Big O. Just because you're a fictional character doesn't mean you can't start some shit territory.
Yes.
But just the name is utterly ridiculous and fantastic, and I loved it.
It does remind me many times, especially at the beginning of the movie and also at the end of the movie, in the documentary, people are like, "So, we don't get what you're trying to say." And Anna's like, "Oh, that was pretty clear, guys. I thought you'd get it. I'm going to rewrite this, I guess."
What's not to understand about Ava Imaginary? If we're experiencing the real and the imaginary at the same time, and that's why we have this Ava Imaginary that's this creepy CGI.
I don't know. I read it by
What not to
Ikuhara, and he said I
understand?
was being too blunt.
Yeah.
I wonder if he calls him like Iku-chan.
I hope so.
I'm pretty sure he calls him Ikuhara-kun.
Yeah.
Or what's Ikuhara's first name?
Kunihiko,
Yeah, pretty sure he calls him Kunihiko-kun.
the man who literally had a raccoon on staff during the Utena movie.
Yes.
What?
Yes, he calls him Kuni-kun. That's gotta be what he calls him.
Yes. Oh, I hope so. Like, I hope they talk on a regular basis and just, like, laugh at
They're
each
probably
other's
on the
ideas.
phone right now. Like, as
Yeah.
you're listening to this at home.
Why did
They're
you
probably
make
on a
Ray
Zoom call with
pregnant?
each other.
Why did you make Ray pregnant? It was gold. I gave you gold, man.
Oh.
And then it's Brian's last question, sub-question to above. Did you have difficulty just rolling with it anyways? I think the answer is clearly no, we had no issues whatsoever.
I had issues with that.
Oh, Barry had issues. Barry couldn't handle it. Barry got upset.
It was just like waves of Evas. Okay, sure. I will fight Gendo Ikari.
Oh
okay,
my gosh,
sure.
I forgot to mention that I really liked how in the section when Shinji was going no more Evas and breaking everything apart, everything was falling back apart. Like the giant Ray clone was like disassembling back into like little Evas. And then the little Evas were disassembling back into like individual people, and they were all different. It was wonderful. I was very happy.
Some of the other things I couldn't get past were like, okay, Gendo, who can't deal with how inconsistent people are, staged a 14-year plan for Vile to steal a ship and Unit 1, and for Asuka to go in and fight and release the restraints on Unit 2 so that she would no longer be human and activate Unit 13.
Dylan,
he doesn't have a face. Dylan, he doesn't have a face.
There's an easy answer to this. It's all in the Dead Sea Scrolls, my guy. Have you not read
real specific.
the apocryphal secret Dead Sea Scrolls of Sele? It's all there, dude. In black and white in these fucking Dead Sea Scrolls.
Is this just like the scene in Spaceballs where they're like, when will now be then?
Exactly.
And lo, the best girl descended upon white silk with her big tits to boink the head of the chosen one.
Oh man, the other thing I couldn't get past, they actually say this, the LCL has created a virtual environment so that it is recognizable. What?
That's right.
What?
Yeah, they totally holodecked that. They totally holodecked that shit up.
Like,
Look,
why
your
are you
pitiful
guys
human
so
mind
concerned-
can't perceive the
Why are you guys
anti-universe.
so fucking concerned about the mechanics of this otherworldly dumbass thing?
I'm not concerned, but it's
Just
just
repeat
like,
to
this is
yourself,
not
it's
that...
just a show. You really should just relax.
You don't have to use it as a MacGuffin for everything. There can be
The
some
LCL does do a
explanation
lot.
other than the LCL is like a VR headset.
It's the primordial soup. It can be whatever you want it to be. It can be, them in a typical high school comedy anime where, Ray asks Asuka if she's riding Shinji's baloney pony.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, no, I mean, all this is to say, like, it's jarring, but it's like, that's the price of admission.
There's
right?
plenty of stuff that if you're outside of the movie and you start thinking about it, it's like, that was really fucking
if you're
weird.
watching the movie and you're thinking...
But somehow watching the movie, I rolled with it the whole time.
But again, though, it's the price of admission where you're like, okay, I don't like this section of the movie, but like everything else is bringing this to a really good resolution.
But I don't know. I like Ikuhara and Cronenberg. Like, sometimes things don't make sense in good movies. By which they totally make sense, just the elements in them are just weird. But the overall vibe makes sense.
All right, I think we're at the point where it's finally time to say bye-bye to all of Evangelion podcasts and give our awesomes out of awesomes.
Maybe for you. I've still got at least one more.
All right, cool, go. Or do you mean podcast?
Yeah, I got one more podcast to go.
Okay, well, for the rest of us, unless they announce more Ava stuff, which they might.
I need a break because I've, again, watched all the movies, some of them a couple times, some episodes. Like, I've smoked the entire pack. I need a palate cleanser.
Well, I mean, it took 8 years for them to go from 3 to 4. So if they do anything else, I think it's going to be a hot second.
So awesome's out of awesome.
Awesome's out of awesome.
I mean, it sounds like Dylan has an entire finished cigarette pack out of awesome.
Final run up the subway stairs out of awesome to end it.
I gotta give it square root of -1. out of awesome.
Oh, it's imaginary awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not 0 out of awesome. It's actually the closest value to 0, which is apparently infinity. Also, in the words of Mari,
mathematically, yes, but
in the words of Mari, finally Evangelion, you did good.
I was really satisfied with it. I was very satisfied with it.
I'll give it the Asuka Mari Eva Mecha Rampage that almost brought me to feeling Gunbuster feelings again. Out of awesome.
And I'll give it. Do you think Anno got to fly the drone that did the final shots of the movie out of awesome?
You know he did.
I hope he did.
I'm sure he could have if he wanted to. I'm just not so sure. Like,
he's Anno. He could walk up to Miyazaki's house, shit on his porch, and walk off. Miyazaki
He'd probably end up with a role in the next
alien.
Studio Ghibli movie if he did that.
Yeah. The Wind Rises 2, The Wind Rises Harder.
I may actually want to watch that movie.
One day, there's going to be an animated movie that's just the autobiography of Anno. We might live to see it.
It might be his wife that does it. Insufficient direction, the movie.
Man,
I
think it might really happen.
I would fucking line up for that right goddamn now. Sign me up.
I just had a premonition right in this moment, like as big as life. Like I just saw like the Hideaki Anno, the movie.
Shin Hideaki Anno.
And it was animated.
It's just him it's a documentary about him, or a reality show about him, but he's just criticizing like camera angles and everything.
Well, also that he was like constantly like, why are you talking to me? That it's everyone else who's awesome. Why are you dealing with me? I'm just this guy telling folks what to do. They're the ones actually doing it.
I'm just here for questions.
That is really a good man. He's a good boss.
Well, pretty much all the good Gynax staff either went to Kara or Trigger.
But okay, folks. Any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
I watched it for the 4th time earlier today, and at the end I still got a little emotional. It was weird.
Yeah, I feel it was very satisfying, and I liked how it wrapped everything up. Eva finally has a satisfying ending that I feel like this is the logical conclusion of the story, and I'm glad that I stuck around and saw it. I'm glad that I was part of the beginning of Eva coming out as a TV show, that like I've ridden this ride all this time, and now I saw this ending, and I'm really happy with it. I'm feeling a little melancholy again that it's over. It's kind of one of those things that I thought would never be over, but now that it is, it's good.
Yeah, it is good. And much like all things ending, this podcast is ending. Well, not the OSMcast, like, period. But
Yeah.
this episode.
Van Basil, I'm glad I stuck around on this ride. I was here at the beginning when the OSMcast started, and I was around in the middle, and now I'm still here, and I'm glad that I got to be here.
Well, I'm sure by the time we're done with all this, Anna's would be glad for it to be all over, because she's the one that's stuck having to edit it.
All these Eva episodes have run kind of long.
Yeah. So yes, the OSMcast, it's a production by the OSMcast, edited by Anna. The theme song is done by DJ Inabito. You can find his stuff at djinabito.com. Our website is theawesomecast.com, osmcst.com. You can also tell folks you can find our podcast wherever you can find podcasts. You can also leave us money on Patreon to help us keep the lights on. We've got our Discord where you can join and talk to us. Maybe tell us what we were right or wrong about Eva. Maybe you had to go wildly different takes. Who knows? You could also tell us by leaving us Apple Podcast reviews. Just when you do it, no matter what you say, give us those 5 stars. Twitters. I'm on Twitter at It's Basil Time. Anna's on Twitter at Angel Darkfire with the middle A is silent. The OSMcast is on Twitter at OSMcast. Kevin, where are you on Twitter?
Twitless_Kevin.
Dylan, where are you at?
At Dylan Wolf.
John, where are you at?
At J5 is live. J, the number 5, is live.
And speaking of things that start with the letter T, and is also platforms on the internet, John also does stuff on Twitch.
Yep. Wednesdays and Fridays, 7 to 11, sometimes longer. Twitch.tv/TheseRVG. Go ahead and hit us with that free Prime sub. Doesn't matter if you're doing like a 1 month, trial of Amazon or something. Just going over to Twitch, hit us up with that. And, mash that subscribe button so you know when we go online and get those notifications. So, yeah.
I'm also doing the Twitch thing over at It's Basil Time on Twitch. I've been streaming old school RPGs Tuesdays and Thursdays between noon and 4 Central Time. And hopefully by this episode is out, they'll have finally finished working on our upstairs bathroom so I can actually do Twitch again. Surely, by this point, they have to be done. Surely.
Nah.
How long has it been since they half-assed the bathroom in the hallway, Dylan? It's been like a couple of years now, right?
I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. Because that's something I'll have to deal with. And I don't want to deal with it, so I'm not going to think about it.
So, on that wonderful note, thanks to everyone for listening. We'll see you next time. We're out.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
初めてのルーブルはなんてことはなかったわ私だけのモナリザもうとっくに出会ってたかった初めてあなたを見たあの日動き出した車止められない喪失の予感もういっぱいあるけどもう一つ増やしましょう Can you give me one last kiss 忘れたくないこと忘れたくないこと I love you more than you'll ever know
Next time on the OSMcast, talk about Evangelion. No, I'm kidding. It's not. It's not.
Yay.
Now we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do next.
But we can all agree
We're gonna do.
Pen is God and Misato is Shinji's real dad.
We're gonna do. Centaur World is what we're gonna do.
Oh, yeah.
I feel we need to wait for the second half, though.
No, we need to do it now.
Well, not
We
right
could do another
now.
podcast for the second half.
Because, boy, if we're going to do that, I really want to rewatch Centaur World. It'll probably only take me an afternoon, but I want to do it.